Yo, what's up? So this is gonna be the Shadowstream tier list. This is all my opinion. Maybe I'm ranking some of the units wrongly because I haven't used them or I don't have them. But yeah, it's mostly just my opinion. And also, I'm not gonna be ranking characters that are not worth bringing. Yeah, let's get into it. The first one, Anesidora, she's really good. Uh, I'll put her at A. She doesn't do damage, but she's the best speed buffer in the game currently because her S3 gives her another turn, so you can actually have like 100% uptime for the speed buff, but she doesn't do damage or do anything else, which is pretty good. And then Asenath, S plus tier again. Oh man, if you've seen my Shadowfire tier list, she's also here. She's just way too good in Dislyte Lance and AP push on a 4-turn cooldown, 25%, and then if everyone gets a hit, she gets another turn. She's just too damn good. And she also has a heal. This time healers are not really that good because you really just want to get a bunch of turns, and she doesn't really provide any of that. Yeah, I'm just gonna put her at B for now. Pionina, put her at C. She's a slow damage leader, plus she's not really doing damage all that much. No leader skill buff, nothing. You again, just one single target nuke and an attack buff. She doesn't really provide more turns for you. She has a speed up buff, but I think she's the same tier as Anesidora because her speed up is actually pretty good. It's on a 3-turn. Her cycle is S3, S2, S1, S3, S2, S1. So yeah, it's pretty good. But again, she doesn't really have damage, and she only provides speed up. The defense up is pretty negligible. It's a 1-turn defense up. So yeah. I think she's A. She's pretty good, even though she's type disadvantage, just because she does a lot of single target damage. But the problem is she's pretty slow. You can't really build her too fast. So yeah, I'm just gonna put her A, and she has a pretty long cooldown for her skills. She's a 4-turn and 3 turns. Donar, yeah, C, doesn't really do damage and he's slow. Fabrice, the problem with single target AP pushers is that it only allows for one unit to get a turn, so which is why he's not really that good. You want AP team wide push, not single push. So yeah, he's gonna be at B. He doesn't really provide anything else aside from that one AP push. Immunity is kind of useless. Invincibility is kind of useless here. You really don't really need a whole lot of defensive buff. Gabrielle, C, maybe if you really need some form of survivability with the defense up. And she also has a pretty fairly good damage on her S1. She can build her super fast, and she still does a bit of damage on her S1. Nah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you don't really have anyone else to use, you can just use Hyde here. Put him in the front line. Let him do his thing. But again, you might need to build him super fast though. Otherwise, he's just gonna do nothing. Lewis, B tier. Type disadvantage. He can't reliably get the extra turn. He can't kill an enemy to reduce the cooldown. So yeah, Liling as well, same thing. Type disadvantage, he doesn't really have strong single target nuke, except for his S2. Actually, I'm gonna put him here, because really he only has a one powerful single target skill, and his cooldowns are too long. Louis, S tier, really powerful. His S1 is one of the hardest hitting S1 in the game. I think it does around 150, if I'm not mistaken, 150 plus. It's the highest S1 hitting, aside from like Zhang Juli and Hercules. And his nuke, he does insane amounts of single target damage on a 3-turn cooldown, and he also has a attack lead for Ritual Miracles. Yeah, he's a solid DPS Esper here. I'm gonna actually rank Longman in B tier if you really don't have any other speed leads, and he's also type advantage. The only problem is he doesn't do damage. I mean, the only skill that is gonna do damage is probably his S3 and S1 if you build him super DPS. But aside from that, he's just there for the speed lead, and speed lead is absolutely important in Shadowstream. Oof, Sander. Oh man, I'm gonna put Sander in S plus tier. He is so crazy, he's insane. Okay, so the reason why Sander is S plus tier, he has the best speed lead for, the best leader skill for this game mode, which is a 25% speed lead, and he is a type disadvantage. But I'm gonna show you something right after this run. He has type disadvantage, but he doesn't care. He does like comparable damage to Ophelia. I think he does like 20% less damage than Ophelia. I'll show you after this run. So yeah, he's just way too powerful. His cooldowns are insane. 3 turns, 2 turns, and then 1 turn. I mean, no turns. So he cycles S3, S2, S1. And if you pair him up with Ankicha, he does like S3, S2, S3, S2. It's super insane. This guy is, I'm gonna put him A tier. He kinda lacks single target damage. He has an AoE S3, but he has a pretty good survivability because his S2 provides him shield and also a heal. But again, he doesn't really have all that much single target damage. He does have a leader skill 30% buff, so if you really don't have a speed lead, you can run him as a attack lead. Tang Yun, I'm gonna put him A S tier. He's between S and A tier because he has too much RNG involved. His S3, you need like a bunch of pursuits to happen. His S2 and then his S1 as well. But the thing is, he has a really low cooldown, same as Sanders. S3 has a 3 turn, S2 has a 2 turn, so he cycles like crazy. And he's also a single target beast, but the problem again is he has a relatively low speed stat. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 93. The same with Louis. Louis has like 92, 93, something like that. Yeah, but it's pretty good. Solid single target DPS. TA, again, if you don't have any other speed lead, same as Longman, I guess. She does no damage, but she's there for the speed lead. Oh, 1 second, I'll show you a run showing how much Sander does. Alright, next one. Unas, easy S plus, 3 turn, 30% AP push is insane. He also does damage with his S1 if you build him damage type. So yeah, just the thing with Shadowstream is just getting as many turns as possible, and he allows that. 3 turns, 30% AP push is insane. Not much to say there. Maybe if you don't have any other attack buffer. She also provides a defense up if you really struggle to survive, and also have a heal and an invisibility. So yeah, I'm gonna put her at A for now. Dahlia, oof, again. Shadowfire S+, Shadowstream is also S+. Man, she's too good in like every single content, bro. Best attack buffer. Also has a crit buff. Also has a AP push, 25% on a 410 cooldown. She's just way too goddamn good, man. So yeah, S+. Clara, S tier. Not quite S+, I think, because all of these AP pushes are better than Clara. She pushes at 25%, 25% on a 4-turn cooldown, but she gets more turns, 30% on a 3-turn cooldown. And Clara has a 20% on a 4-turn cooldown, but she does have a heal though. So yeah, I'm gonna put her at S tier. She doesn't do anything else aside from AP push. The healing is, if you need it, it's good, but most of the time you don't really need it if you have an Asenath already. Oh, and this boy right here, I'm still not too sure whether to put him at A tier or S tier. As you can see from my runs so far, it's been about EX++ to EX+. Sometimes you can even go to like EX. Yeah, EX if I get like a 12 times multiplier because of him. His S2 is way too random. It gives randomly to 2 other people to reduce cooldown, but the thing with Shadowstream is most of the units that you bring are support, so your lineup is gonna be like maybe 4 support, 2 attacks, or maybe sometimes people do 3 support, 3 DPS. So the chances of his S2 landing on a support is pretty decent. So yeah, I'm gonna put him S tier for now, because I'm pretty consistent getting EX++. Oh yeah, by the way, I was gonna show you Sanders' damage. Look at that. Sanders did more damage than he did more damage than Ophelia. Look at this. This is why he deserves S+ in this game mode. He provides the best speed lead, 25%, and he does insane damage, bro. 799k. Being type disadvantage, bro. What the fuck, man? This unit. Yeah, this is why he's S+. Alright, back to the tier list. Where was I? Oh yeah, Ankichai, S+. I mean S. Even though he adds like a bit of RNG. Maybe some people use Zelmer, but you can't really debuff the boss, so yeah, I'm gonna put it at C tier. She is S. I think she's S+, because she gains another turn, and she also gives attack up and speed up. So yeah, she's pretty insane. You can swap out Alice, like for example in my team, you can swap out Alice for Sienna, and it will just work fine. Maybe even better, because she provides attack up to make sure that you have an attack up at all times. Yeah, she's just amazing. Attack up, additional turn to ensure that you get all the debuffs out, and also speed up. The best buff to have in Shadowstream, in my opinion. The twins, again, I think they're pretty good. I tried to run the twins yesterday, and I got EX+. So yeah, they're pretty good. Instead of Sander and Ophelia, I ran both of the twins, and their damage are pretty good. EX, it's between EX to EX plus, but the problem is with running the twins, I don't have a speed lead. I'm using his lead, which is a 30% attack, and their damage, single target damage, is pretty good. But the thing is, they have a AoE S2, which kind of lacks. So yeah. Tever, I I don't really have that much experience with him. I don't have him. I've never seen anyone use him in Shadowstream. Maybe he's here, because he can cycle pretty insanely with his skills. I'm gonna put him same tier as Louis, because he kinda fits the role for Louis. But Louis is slightly better in my opinion, because he has a attack lead. He does not have any lead. So yeah, I'm gonna put him here. Ollie, I'll put him at A tier. He's slightly better than these two. He does a bit of damage, but again, he's not really a DPS that you want to bring. You mostly just bring him if you don't have a Sander. Sander is way better than him because he's a better DPS, even though he's type disadvantage. Really just bring Ollie if you don't have any other speed lead. But he's a better speed lead than both of these guys. Ahmed again. Between, I think he's B tier this time. Again, because healing is not really something you need. Right now I only have a Asenath for healing. And he doesn't really provide anything else aside from like cooldown reduction. But after he uses his S3, you pretty much topped off, and he won't use his S3 anymore. Maybe if you need a bit of healing, you can try to bring him, and he does a bit of support by increasing your attack a bit with the supporting song. Yeah, but aside from healing, he doesn't really offer much. Zhao, maybe some people try him, but you can't debuff the boss. So yeah, I'll put him at the same tier as Zelmer. You can't debuff the boss, so his damage is kind of lacking. Zora, I'll put her at B tier, slightly higher than Liling. She has a good attack lead if you really need one. And she also has type neutral, pretty good S2 that gives a speed up. So yeah, she cycles pretty well, but the problem is her single target damage is lacking, so she's not gonna be at A tier, I think. Ophelia, S. Bruh, I am not too sure. I think Ophelia is at S tier for now. The reason why she's not S plus is because she doesn't really offer much aside from DPS, and you can't really build her too fast. But she has an insane skill cycling. You can see that in my team she never uses S1 at all. Maybe sometimes once or twice in 10 runs. But yeah, I think she's gonna be at S tier for now, because she's really dependent on Anki Chai to make sure that she's a monster of a DPS. But we already have a Sander that does like comparable damage. He even did more damage than her in the run that I showed. So yeah, she's gonna go at S tier. I think the best out of all of them. Alice S. I'll put her at S S tier for now, not S plus. The reason is because her S3 has a long cooldown. She's not a good speed buffer, and Hathor is better as a speed buffer. She is better as a speed buffer, and she's also better than a speed for a speed buffer, because her cycle is S2, S3, S2, S1, and then cycle, whereas her cycle is S3, and then you have to wait like 5 turns before she provides the speed up again. But the reason why you want to use her is because of her S1. Again, it goes back to why you want to use Alice is because of her S1. It's mostly just because of her S1. It's not really because of her S3. Her S1 is just too good. As you can see, like I use her on Astral Witchcraft. She just proc an Astral Witchcraft. Sometimes she procs, she attacks with her S1, follows up with Anki Chai. Anki Chai gains 25% attack attack bar, and then she procs an Astral Witchcraft, and then use S1 again, and then Anki Chai gains another 25% attack attack bar. So yeah, her S1 is insane. You can also pair her up with damage dealers. If your damage dealer can run in the front, you definitely want to run them in the front, because pursuit from them is gonna give like a free 20 to 30k damage. Zhang Juli, B, I guess. He doesn't provide much. His single target damage is not all that good, but he does gain speed the lower health is that he has. So yeah, so he's pretty good on that department. He does gain a bit of speed, but again, single target damage is kind of lacking. Li Guang S tier. He's not S plus. Like, it's weird, right? You see like Sander type disadvantage, and they have like pretty similar kit, but Li Guang is S plus. Sander is S plus while this guy's S. And the biggest reason is because he doesn't have a speed lead. And then the second one is his cooldown is way longer. It's 1 turn longer, which is long enough. His S3 is a 4 turn cooldown. That does a 15% AP push and does same damage as Sander. And his S1 also AP push by, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 30%. His S2 though is kinda lacking. It's only a damaging skill, and most of the time you actually want him to use his S1 more than his S2. His S2 does a bit of damage. I think it's at a 210% multiplier or 180%, I'm not too sure, but it's only damage and it strips buff, but the boss doesn't have buffs. So yeah, so his cycle is pretty bad. It's S3, S2, S1, S1, and then goes back to S3, because of it's a 4 turn cooldown instead of a 3 like Sander. Ggez, he's way too damn broken, bro. S plus tier again, same as Shadowfire. You can even run him on with Anki Chai, even though his S3 doesn't reduce cooldown. His S2 does, is affected by cooldown. Let me show you real quick. It doesn't. His S3, it says right here, this ability's cooldown is not affected by any methods. So I think he doesn't even. It doesn't even lower on Ocean Wave set. So yeah, I'm not too sure about this, but it definitely doesn't work with Anki Chai. But his S2 doesn't say that, so you can actually just stay in God mode and then just keep reducing his cooldown, and then just nuke every single time. If you get kind of lucky with this Anki Chai's S2. But you don't really need to run him with Anki Chai if you have him already, because he is the best DPS that cycles turns. He is the best single target DPS in the game currently. Um, maybe lower than Sander. I'm not too sure about that. He's the best. I'm gonna say he's the best single target damage that cycles turns. Even better than Sander because he gains extra turn. Extra turn is just way better than speed. You don't even need to build him super fast. Maybe I think once plus 70 or plus 80 I think is already enough to remove all of the stacks. So yeah, he's a definitely an S plus tier Esper for Shadowstream. He also provides shield for your entire team if you need that bit of survivability. Yeah, just way too goddamn broken of a unit. Ashley, I'm gonna put it at A tier. She lacks single target damage. And her Bifrost stack is pretty decent at doing some additional bit of damage. But yeah, she's double AoE and her single target damage is kinda lacking. She does have a attack lead, so if you really need a leader skill, you can run her. Abigail, unfortunately, I think she's the same tier as this guy, as for Breeze. Single target AP push, not really that good in here. You want AoE team wide AP push instead of single target push, and she doesn't really offer anything else aside from attack buff and the lifesteal. The lifesteal is not really that important. If you really need, if you don't have an Asenath, maybe you can run her, and maybe not run a healer, just run her as your sole healer sort of. But the thing is with her, the lifesteal is kind of useless on other supports, so if you run her without a healer, then your other supports might actually die because they don't do damage and therefore they don't lifesteal. Yeah, that's really the biggest problem with running Ashley on a support infested team. They don't lifesteal. The reason why she works in Shadowfire is because you're running 5 DPS instead of like 4 supports and 2 DPS. I'm gonna put him at A tier. He has a really good turn cycling. His pursuit actually gives him a lot of AP. His reload attack undispellable assists while an ally attacks. The next attack restores HP. While gains AP. AP increase is plus 6% per stack, and he gains 5 stacks. So the first one is gonna be 30, and then 24, 18, 12, and 6. So yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna put him at A tier. He does pretty well at in turn cycling, and also a pretty good leader skill buff. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let me make sure I don't miss anyone. Oh, right here. She is pretty good actually. I'm gonna put her at A tier. I think I don't think she's better than an Isidora. An Isidora is the best speed buffer in the game. She does have a speed buff if you heal. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 80% of your health. Yeah, her S3 heals. She does HP percent damage based on her HP, and she gives speed up if your ally has an 80% above HP, and it's on a 4 turn cooldown. It's pretty good. She also has a heal on the S2 as well, but aside from that, she doesn't offer much. So yeah, I'm gonna put her at A tier. The same with her, but she's a better speed buffer because she has a better turn cycle. Whereas Meredith is S3, S2, S1, S1, and then she goes back to her S3. So yeah, this is the full tier list. If you're farming Everett, good luck. The next tier list is gonna come up for Shadow Gale. Yeah, that's about it. Ciao.